get actually what I want to know is was this what you expected?
I mean, honestly, I can say that it wasn't, and a lot of it had to do with you and Tom. I mean, you guys are so low key, and I hadn't, yeah, I hadn't expected there to be so much, um, um, of the welcoming input, and because of the reputations and everything. So that was great.
So you were thinking maybe a bit more formal around here?
Yeah, 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 and all my opinions have been welcomed, and it's been great. Yeah.
Well, the thing that kills me is you walked in here on Monday, and 2.5 days later we had a record, and a record in which I hear absolutely no compromises. And I don't know if that's ever happened. I don't think it had. I mean, it's amazing to me. I mean, you have a sound that's wonderfully distinctively yours to start with. And I guess there's probably two things that are the most important thing to me. Is one, that an artist has a voice. I mean, I can hear a couple of notes of a player and know who it is. And I think that's true of you, and I think that's a great compliment. It's not the only time I've ever had a chance to say it. But that's the ultimate criteria for me: is does this person sound like themselves? I mean, is it a unique thing? And then, secondly, do I believe this person? Is this something that's being done from a place of ego? Is it something of imitation? Does it feel authentic? Does it feel deeply honest? And there's not a note in what you do that isn't deeply honest, that doesn't sound like it really comes from your soul.
Yeah.
And I can't ever ask for more than that.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started, obviously I was a little bit nervous, and but I found that I wasn't able to produce the kind of sounds that I wanted to, and so it was either waste a lot of money or do this the right way, and that's when I started making the funny faces that I was telling you about, and really getting into it, and just forcing myself to find some sort of comfort level, and I think that's when I started feeling better about the notes that I was playing. So.
Well, I think that the range of the material too, and we really experimented with things. I mean, we're not going to give away the secrets here, but we did some things that we never have done before in terms of the technique of recording and the rest of it. And I fell in love with the idea of different textures. This is not a conservative recording at all. I mean, I think that we took a lot of chances. And even in the mixing of the thing that we're doing now, as you saw yesterday, I mean, I'm on the faders. I'm doing some, fairly radical things, and that's what I want Tom to be doing too, to imitate that kind of freedom and an expansiveness and an experimental aspect. And I think it's because of your inspiration. I mean, I'm sure it is. It's that you're already giving me all these different textures, and it's like, God, let's take this. Let's run with this, and not be afraid of it, and not squash it, not homogenize it. Let's not play it safe. And I think it's working brilliantly.
That's great. Yeah, and I gotta say that killed me. It was so great to see that yesterday. It was almost like you were playing an instrument when you were moving the faders up and down. That's what it looked like to me anyway.
Well, the mixing phase is a hugely creative thing. It really is. And what you gave us in terms of range makes it an obvious place to go. There are times where really there's nothing to do but leave the faders where they are and be content with that. But given all the textures that you've created and all the range of sounds, it's inevitable that I want to even go a little bit further. I love the opportunity to do that. I love sound, you know. And I love the fact that we have so much to work with in this. And again, I cannot believe that 2.5 days was enough to do that. That may be an all-time record.
Wow.
I mean, it's astounding what you did.
Well, I really appreciate
I'm really, really proud of you.
it. And I mean, it's, you know, I don't know what superlatives I can use, but the experience has just outdistanced any of my expectations, you know, as far as you guys to work with. I mean, the way that you and Tom get along, you know, it's amazing. There's such synergy there, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tom knows more of the Windham Hill catalog than I do, I swear. I mean, it really was his inspiration for getting into music. And when he first came here, I was afraid he was being almost a sycophant. It was like, you know, oh yeah, I know all this Windham Hill, and I'm kind of, yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah. And then it was apparent after just a short while that no, he really did. He could tell you what cut was on, you know, which record, and where I would be guessing or I'd completely forgotten. I mean, he really, really studied the Windham Hill catalog. And so he's been an incredible ally. And I can count on his perspective. And I mean, and his editing, I mean, if there was an Olympics for editing, you know, he would definitely have the gold medal. I mean, it just astounds me to watch, you know, how quickly he and I can work together. But I'm you know, obviously delighted that you know, it was all you wanted it to be.
Yeah, because that's a huge part of the experience, right? Not just the music, but the people that you're working with too.
Oh,
right?
God, yeah.
You know, so that's just been wonderful.
Yeah. Well, and you know, someday maybe we'll have a chance to, you know, work on, you know, production and, you know, get Tony Levin up in here and doing some bass and, you know, whatever.
Oh,
but
I love it.
I mean, there's nothing missing in this record. It's not like it needed anything else. It is marvelously self-sufficient.
That's wonderful to hear you say.
Well, it's the truth.
Did you hear that thunder?
I heard that thunder.
So we should probably get going.
I guess. I mean, and we had to fight that in the sessions too. I mean, it's like we're running from lightning for...
And bears?
Bears, we had bears. That's true, yeah. So, lots of challenges in Vermont.
We survived it. Thanks again, Will.